want to go ahead and create an actual versus budget report. Now that I have my actual data for Q1 and my budget for Q1, I can go ahead and create two columns, one for change and the other is for change percentage. So if I say equals budget minus actual, it's going to give me negative $156,000. If you look at the revenue performance, you'll notice that we did 3.9 million in Q1 versus the budget of 3.7. So showing a negative number for the change isn't intuitive, right? Because we did better than budget. We did 3.9 versus budget of 3.7. So I want to show this as a positive number. So instead, I'm going to make it equal actual minus budget. And that's gonna immediately visually just tell me this is a positive variation from the budget. We are doing better than budget by 156K. However, with expenses, you see that for server cost, the difference is $11,000. We did $11,000 more for this line item than the budget, which is negative for the business. So I'm gonna say equal budget minus actual. What I did here is that for revenue accounts, I am saying actual minus budget, and for expenses, I'm saying budget minus actual to give the right signal, negative or positive to the number. Once I added my change in terms of dollar amount, I'm going to add my change in terms of percentage. The reason why I add a percentage is because it gives more context. See, if it's only $1,000 change, but that $1,000 represents 80% change, that means it is a big change that I want to look into. But if the change is 100K based on the account value is only really 1%, that's a small immaterial change from the budget. So I'm going to go ahead and say equals my change divided by the base. The base is always going to be the budget. So that's going to be divided by the budget, and that's going to say negative 6%. We have server cost. It moved by 1% from the budget. 1% isn't material enough for me to go after it, but it's something for me to monitor as a finance leader. So I'm going to look at the 1% and keep gauging that in the next quarter. If I see a negative trend of this going to negative 3%, negative 5%, then it's time for me to sit down with the engineering team and figure out what inefficiencies we have in our server costs that is causing these big variances. So overall, this is helpful in controlling the costs, making sure that what we said we were going to spend was what actually we spent. And the second hidden benefit is that you are figuring out if there is a missing accrual, a missing vendor bill, or something that is in general could be an accounting error or mistake.